Peace, peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Man, we got about 40, 45 minutes, man, to chop it up, man. So hopefully y'all got about that amount of time to build with the kid, add on, all that good stuff, man. So I'm gonna give everybody about 2 or 3 minutes to tap in before we start building. Y'all see the title of it. We don't hold no punches, man. We're gonna put it right in the title, man. We're not afraid to utilize certain trigger words. It is what it is, man. We're gonna speak this truth to power as long as we can. We're gonna drop these jewels, we're gonna drop this information, we're gonna drop the inspiration, we're gonna drop the facts, we're gonna drop all of that. But how everybody living on this wonderful Friday, man? Montel, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Mr. Barbados, peace, what's happening? For sure. Shout out to Khalid Muhammad. You know what I mean? Shout out to one of my biggest inspirations, Khalid Muhammad, Malcolm X. We got Malcolm X on the hoodie and whatnot. Shout out to all the brothers, man. Shout out to all our revolutionary ancestors, that fought the good fight in order for us to be here today and do what we currently are doing right now. Evan, peace, what's happening? Montel, man, everything is smooth, everything is peaceful, man. We good. Striving to drop this information, man. Striving to give people some resources or some sources, man. It's for people to do the knowledge. We dropping some resources, man. I posted the 3 books right before I tapped into this stream. The 3 books that I posted, man. Y'all see it on the little community wall, the community board. Cop all 3 of those books if you don't have them already. Very important books. And we got to cop books like that because we don't know how long they will be in rotation. Actually, one of those books, which is a book that I'm about to be pulling from today, The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, you can't even find that book on Amazon. It's actually hard to find both volumes of that book, because they banned it, because they don't want to deal with the truth. Yet we gotta apologize. Like I said, man, we still on this apologizing thing because I find it weird. We can't even find a book that's giving us the truth because they banned it. Yet we gotta apologize. Why are you banning a book, man, for speaking the truth? Mr. Barbados, you already know. B Law, let's get it. I got all the books right here, man. Dr. Ben, one of my favorite joints. We the Black Jews, volumes 1 and 2. Dr. Ben, man, one of my favorite, what I'm saying, ancestors, man, one of my favorite scholars. Black Arabia, The African Origin of Islam, what I'm saying, by Wesley Muhammad. And of course, we got The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, volume 1. I've broken all of these books down. Akeem, peace, what's happening, my brother? Magic, peace, what's happening? And we want to talk. I want to talk about these white Jews, white Jews. I want to talk about these white Jews that get all emotional when we start dropping facts, but they don't want to deal with their involvement in what happened to our ancestors. So we gotta apologize to them for what? Like, we just talking about the origin of whether it be his Israelites and that whole Jewish bloodline and whatnot. We just talking about the origin, of the Jews, the origin of the Israelites, and how that traces back to the original man and the original woman. We gotta apologize for something like that, but I haven't heard any of these white Jews apologize on a public platform in regards to what they or their ancestors did to our people in regards to the enslavement of our ancestors. And they had a major role in the enslavement of our ancestors, these white Jews that we talking about. And I haven't heard them publicly apologize to any of us. So I'm not apologizing to them for anything. Again, this book right here, crucial. The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume 1. The Jewish Role in the Enslavement of the African. It's a very important book. Very important book. And I haven't heard a white Jew apologize for the content within this book, man. This is documented evidence in regards to these Jews, these white Jews, and their involvement in enslaving the African. Their involvement in enslaving your ancestors, my ancestors. Who has apologized for that on their behalf? I haven't heard one apology. But if I start talking about, you know what I'm saying, the original Jews being black, now everybody wants us to apologize. You know what I mean? Like, for real. We ain't got time for that. We, again, gonna speak the truth to power. I want to hear them build on their involvement in the slave trade, man. Like I said, this book is filled with evidence. I got highlights galore in regards to their involvement. Highlights galore, man. We could just start reading the highlights, man. And I got plenty of evidence. Plenty of evidence talking about their role in the enslavement of the African. But again, like I said, no apology on their behalf. No apology. They probably haven't read any of the 3 books that I posted, but then they will start talking about anti-Semitic. They'll start talking about his hatred. They'll start talking about pseudo this, pseudo that. Just read the books. Just read the books. The real Israel 144 peace. What's happening? RBG 100% they was involved. You know, if anybody is even denying that, then they just are in denial. You know what I mean? Like 100%. If you do any type of research, you're gonna see their involvement in enslaving our people and how they was mistreating our people and how they was raping our women. Like they were participants in that. But again, you do not hear that part of the Jewish story being told, the white Jewish story being told. You don't hear that part. They don't discuss that aspect of their history. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have that conversation with us. Instead, they want to ban that piece of information. They want to ban that portion of the story. So anybody that writes about it, anybody that talks about it, oh, they got to ban it. They got to silence it. Again, you can't find this book. You look this book up on Amazon, you may not find it. It may not come up. Lindell, peace, what's happening? So again, we gonna bring some things to the surface. We gonna bring some things to the light. We gonna keep applying pressure to these Jewish folks, white Jewish folks, just like they do to us. I feel like that's how we gotta do it. We gotta, I don't even want to say earn respect, you know, but we start talking about what's the penalty for people putting out anti-black content and things like that. Hey, we gotta put that pressure on these folks. Just like they putting the pressure on us when we start speaking on some things, we got to do the same thing to them. I'm putting pressure on them. We gonna keep talking about this subject matter, man, until somebody responds, until somebody says something. We gonna hold them accountable for their, you know what I'm saying, for their wicked history, for their wicked story that they are trying to ignore, trying to suppress, trying to keep from us, trying to keep hidden from us. But now some of us have did the knowledge. Some of us have unearthed this truth, unearthed this reality, and we gonna build on it. We gonna build on it. We gonna keep bringing it to the surface. We gonna make them apologize. We gonna put pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put the pressure on them. B Law, I would say this is my thing with it because about 10, 12 years ago, we didn't have waves of this. So every so often we have a wave of consciousness, of black consciousness, because you got to think back in like the early 90s, man, you had conscious music on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So we've always had waves of consciousness. We've always had time periods where the consciousness was elevated. The problem is it doesn't stick. That's the problem. So we have been talking like this before because, like I said, you go back about 10, 12 years ago when I got into consciousness, when I got into knowledge itself, it was a popular thing. That's why this is how a lot of them dudes made a name for themselves. Umar Johnson's, Brother Polites, and Settys, and all of these folks, they made a name for themselves because it was popular at that time. The problem was, boom, it died down. So every few years or so, every 10, 12 years, man, again, that black consciousness, it starts to, I would say, trend. You know what I'm saying? It's something that happens within the news or within the media that causes the consciousness of black people to elevate, and they start opening their eyes to certain realities. The only problem is, like I said, it doesn't stick because you got a lot of vultures. They start trying to take advantage of this and they start scamming people. A lot of things start, you know what I'm saying, start messing the wave up. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a trend. It's trendy. That be the problem. You know, I done witnessed this a few times where it's like, all right, man, black people starting to talk that talk. And then all of a sudden it dies down. Or it's like a situation would happen that I thought people were like more awake than they actually are. You know what I'm saying? Like, for prime example, you know, when the whole jab, the pandemic, that made me realize that we are not as awake as I thought. You know what I mean? Then every 4 years, when it comes to politics and presidential campaigns and things like that, then again, I realized once again that my people are not as awake as I thought. You know, so it be like situations like that always reveal the truth to me in regards to our level, like where we are at, from a consciousness standpoint. Politics is like my measuring stick. Every 4 years, man, we fall for that okie doke. We feel like we got to make a choice between the lesser of two evils, so to speak. Nah, we got, like, when we stop fooling with that, then that's when I'm gonna say, hey, we own to something. We own to something. Boom, peace, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? But every so often, this becomes a trend, so to speak. It becomes a trend, like that black consciousness. It's like, all right, cool. It becomes a trend, and then it dies down because they kill it every time. It's a media thing. They kill it. You know what I'm saying? They kill it. Patrick, peace, what's happening? Oh yeah, for sure. Most definitely. That's definitely a powerful book too. I got plenty more. You know, I just couldn't find them. I just got the ones I could locate. I ain't feel like taking all day to look. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we got the study materials. We got plenty of study materials. You know, Brian, peace, G, what's happening? Kill, peace, what's happening? Miracle, peace, what's the word? Oh yeah, Brian, for sure. I mean, they've been proving the point of all of our people that have ever spoken any ounce of, I don't even want to say any ounce of truth, but they have just challenged the status quo. Sharif and peace, what's happening? RBG, yeah, for sure. Man, where bro at? Where irritated genie at though? I ain't heard from dude in a minute. Mark, for sure. And it's hard to find them books, man. You know, I had ordered my joint back in the day when it was available. They banned them, and now you can barely find these books, man. The secret relationship between blacks and Jews. You can barely find any volume. Wonder why? You know what I mean? Like, wonder why. Miracle, you say, do you think it's wrong to not vote? Not at all. I have not voted, and I don't think it's wrong at all. And again, every 4 years, people is talking about proving points. Every 4 years, people prove my point. You know, they make it look like they make it look like you contributing to the problem when you fail to vote. But every time I ask them, I said, listen, if these presidents, for one, a president is a mascot, a president is a puppet. Listen, it's a battery in their back, you know, and they got people controlling them. When a president gives a speech, that's not his own words, it's not his own thoughts. Somebody wrote that for him. Like, a president is a puppet, man. A president, that's literally what they are, a puppet, a mascot. They the spokesperson for the powers that be, the unseen hand. That's it, that's all. And any president that goes against that, any president that goes up there and doesn't read the script, we already know what happens to him. You know what I'm saying? So most, like, these presidents follow scripts that were written for them. You know what I mean? And anyone that goes against that script, do away with them. And that's just a fact. It is what it is. So it's definitely not wrong to not vote. You know, anybody that makes it seem like a person that doesn't vote is contributing to the problem, you contributing to the problem. You know what I mean? Like, voting on that scale is an illusion. And they are like, that is how they control us. You dig what I'm saying? They give us this illusion as if we have some type of control in regards to who runs this country. You know, and that's how they got to give you this illusion. They got to give you this hope so they can continue to control you. Because just imagine if we actually thought voting was useless. And I'm talking about the majority of us. If we actually felt like voting is useless, imagine what that would do to us. I mean, imagine how we would act and respond if we didn't feel like we had any control in regards to who is running this country. So in order for them to control the masses, they got to make the masses feel like they are having a role in regards to the outcome of this country or the decision-making process that goes on within this country. That's all an illusion. They give you this illusion so they can control you. So no, it's not right to vote. No, it's not wrong to not vote. I feel like it's wrong to participate in that, but it is what it is. If you feel like that's bringing change, do you. But I'm telling you right now, if that was really bringing change, why every 4 years we listening to these false promises? Why every 4 years we sitting around listening to presidents debate about the same things? Are we gonna bring more jobs? You know what I mean? Like, we gonna do X, Y, and Z. It's like it's the same old promises. If this stuff really changed the game, then why is it every 4 years we listening to the same type of speeches, the same type of debates? It's a clown show, man. It's a popularity contest, man. It's just nonsense. You know what I mean? Like it's nonsense and it's garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's garbage. Politics is trash on that level, man. It is big time trash. Again, all these presidents are puppets. Most of a lot of your presidents, not even a lot of them. Some of them are part of the Skull and Bones, very wicked secret society. They don't want to tell you that, but them the Bushes right there. And we were not only blessed to have George Bush Sr., but we had his son George Bush Jr. twice. And that that's garbage because what happened in Florida? You know what I mean? Like I don't know anybody that rocked with George Bush Jr. And his pops his pops advocated for a new world order. And this is known. I think his pops was president right around the time I was born. But his pops was on air talking some wicked nonsense. So then we just so happen to get blessed with his son twice. And just peep how I be going. We get George Bush Sr. and then boom, they hit you with a Bill Clinton. So they're gonna give you the wickedness, and then they're gonna give you somebody like Bill Clinton, who y'all cling to and said that was the first black president. Behold, wow, man, he got crime bills and things like that's responsible for incriminating most of your brothers. You know what I mean? The 3 strikes joint. And Joe Biden was a part of that bill. You know what I mean? They don't tell you this type of stuff. Joe Biden was a part of that. You dig what I'm saying? Joe Biden was a part of that 3 strikes law. Joe Biden wrote that up, man. Joe Biden was behind the scenes responsible for that, partially responsible for it. And then y'all start clinging to Uncle Joe. Then we get Bill Clinton. It's like, all right, cool. Now let's give him the George Bush Jr. You know what I mean? I remember, fam. I remember being in elementary school when it was George Bush versus Al Gore. I remember when they had us vote in school in regards to who we thought should be the president. And everybody in that doggone school, bro, was picking Al Gore. Man, I don't know anybody that fooled with George Bush, yet somehow he wins. But ask the people in Florida, though. Yeah, the super predators, 100%. Miracle is brainwashing. Like I said, it's brainwashing. We feel like, again, we brainwashed. We brainwashed as a people. That's why they clown you if you're not registered. You know what I mean? That's why they clown you. We brainwashed. We feel like we got to have these white saviors, or we feel like we got to have a president come and save us. Save us from what? Only person that can save you is you. My life didn't drastically get worse because Donald Trump was in office. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is some BS and it's some nonsense. So y'all was in fear of Donald Trump, but which one of y'all lives drastically declined because dude was president? You know what I mean? Talking about, oh, the racists really came out when the racists was out when Obama was in there. What is y'all talk? We were still getting assassinated by the police. It was all type of stuff happening when Obama was president. What y'all mean they just started coming out when Donald Trump was president? Did George Bush not exist? Man, what world y'all been living in where y'all think, because this is what people were saying to me. They was like, yeah, the white folks really showing their true colors now that Donald Trump is, the race is really coming out. Man, they've been out. They've been out. Where y'all been living? I've been seeing them. I remember playing a football game my junior year, man. No, wait a minute. No, I think this was my senior year. I can't even remember which year it was, man. It was either my junior or senior year. I think it was my senior year, man. I remember playing a football game my senior year. This is what, 08, 07, 08. This is this is 08. A playoff game my senior year in high school. And we driving to this game, and man, we seeing white sheets. I remember seeing a dude driving an 18-wheeler, and he had the Klan hood on. You know what I mean? Like, the way they been out here, man. They been out here. We were not welcomed in this town where we played this playoff game at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what y'all mean? Like, oh man, they really came out when Donald Trump was president. Man, who was George Bush? You know what I mean? Bill Clinton didn't like black people, still don't like black people. And his wife don't. Like, come on now. Peace. What's happening to everybody, man? That's tapping in. So I'm I'm anti-voter. I'm anti-voting. And then what they had? What was that? Diddy, vote or die. You know what I mean? Like, there they go, using black people because the black vote. You know what I mean? Like we the only wild cards. We the only people that don't put our money behind anything because we just so dysfunctional. So they like, man, if we market toward the black people, then we got them. We still can brainwash them. We still can control them. So they go get people like Diddy, vote or die. Vote or die. Man, I remember that little garbage campaign. Vote or die. Like, come on, man. Let's quit playing. Just Evan for sure. That man, I don't even be tapped in. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even be tapped in on YouTube like that for real because my favorite speeches and documentaries no longer exist on YouTube. They've been taking them things down. I remember back in the day, I watched something called the Obama Deception. Man, broke it down. One of my favorite documentaries. Can't even find that anymore. You know, it's just a lot of the things I used to tap into back on YouTube. Can't find it, man. So you gotta dig deep to find some people that's dropping some powerful content and information, you know. So I just be watching little interviews here and there, man. But my favorite lectures and things like that, it's hard to find them, man. And it's unfortunate, man. Some nonsense. And I don't even use the freedom of speech. I don't even bring that up. We already know how that go, man. Yeah, we already know how that go. We already know how that go. Jose, I got the book right here before Kanye and Kyrie ever talked about it. You know, and like I said, I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with anything 100% in regards to a person spending some information. Like Kyrie Irving has said some things that I don't agree with. I'm not an advocate of the earth being flat. Don't agree with that. Based off my research and studies, I do not find that to be a reality. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not about to get on here and clown my brothers, man. But when they write, they write. You know, in one of our great ancestors and elders, man, Dr. Ben gave us the book, We the Black Jews, volumes 1 and 2, and Ben let us know the actual fact. Our Israelite brothers, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff they be on. But man, we got some of the foundational teachings in regards to what they be on, I can agree with them on. You know, so we gotta find that common ground with a lot of these groups, man. We always focused on the things we disagree with them about. We overly focus on that. Well, let's find the things that we agree on. Because I mean that's life, man. If you meet another person, y'all not gonna agree to everything, fam. So if we highlight the things that we don't agree on and we intensify them, you know, yeah, we gonna be out here disputing, going back and forth, and we just gonna be dysfunctional. But if we can find some common ground and say we agree on X, Y, and Z, and we just focus on these things, and we can come together on that, man. Because a lot of these organizations, a lot of these black organizations, contrary to popular belief, we, from a foundational standpoint, a lot of us agree on the same things. But we just like to focus on the things we don't agree on. We like to focus on, nah, we call Israelites, we call Moors. That's the type of stuff we be on. Instead of us saying we the original people of the planet Earth, we want to fight over a label in regards to what to call ourselves. But we all saying the same thing, that we came first and everything came from us. You see how silly it is? Why do I care what you call yourself? When we literally saying the same thing, you saying, boom, these people came first and they look like me. These people came first and they look like you. So I don't care what you call yourself, fam. Like, it doesn't matter to me. And I used to get caught up in that. But that's the type of stuff that we be on, instead of finding that common ground where we agree and then we just focus on those things, man. You know, so it is what it is. So like I said, y'all know I come from the 5% culture, but man, hey, we were the original Jews. You know what I mean? I got Black Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Like we listen. I got books talking about us being in Europe before they were in Europe, being original Europeans, so to speak. Like, I got all books confirming these things, man. So it's like, I don't care what you choose to call yourself, what part of the planet you choose to settle on. You call yourself Asiatic, you call yourself Muslim, you call yourself a Israelite, you call yourself a Moor, you call yourself a comedic scientist. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care at all. We could be all of that at the same time, because we were a very diverse group of people. So all of these branches definitely stems from the original man and the original woman. So it don't matter. Doesn't matter at all. But that's what we focus on. That's what we like to agree with. It's almost like when I get on here and I say something like along the lines of us being black or black people, and then people start saying, oh, we more than a color. Dude, save that for somebody else. That I'm not finna make that argument. I done told y'all black is a little deeper than that. You know, and when we start talking about black, we talking about an essence. Y'all take stuff too literal. Y'all got to use the metaphysical eye when somebody is saying that we are black. We're not talking about a skin tone. And again, I don't live by their standards. So when I'm talking about black, my version of black is different than their version of black. And all of your ancestors, they view black in a righteous light. When you do enough study and they viewed black in a righteous light, they tricked us to view black in a devilish light. Hence why they painted the devil black and things like that. You know, so that's their game. They got you viewing black as a color, as something that's wicked. But that's not how our ancestors viewed it. You know what I'm saying? They got you afraid of darkness. You shouldn't be afraid of darkness. That's something that you should embrace, not run from. You know what I mean? So it's like when I start talking about darkness, you wouldn't have life, you wouldn't have light if it wasn't for darkness. Everything manifested out of the triple stage of darkness. So the essence of everything is in that darkness, in that blackness. So when we start talking about being black, man, it's an essence, man. It's an essence and it's responsible for all of life. You know what I mean? So y'all can take that argument elsewhere because it's not that important. I don't care that you call yourself a Moor. I'm going to refer to my brothers and sisters as black to the day that I die, to the day that I'm in a grave, because I know what I mean. So when you get on here and take things literal, man, you need to go back and study more. From a scientific standpoint, they understand how important blackness is. You know what I mean? Dark matter, things like that, how powerful these things are, how mysterious these things are. You would not have life if it wasn't for that, man. You wouldn't have life if it wasn't for blackness. You wouldn't have life if it wasn't for darkness, fam. You know, and that's straight up. So people start taking things too technical and too literal, man. You not tapped into your ancestors, man, because we were metaphysical people, man. We were deep people. The universe is mental, things like that. So I'm tapped into that source when I'm calling my people black. I'm not calling my people black from a that's the color of your skin standpoint. And this should be common knowledge, but it is not. You know, so I have to argue with people about things like that, and I should not have to do that. You know, I should not have to do that, but they got us so bamboozled, they got us so dysfunctional that you got to have these type of arguments, fam. I shouldn't have to break down why I call my people black. I shouldn't have to break down why you should embrace being black. I shouldn't have to argue with you about whether I want to call you black versus a more. Like, I shouldn't have to do that, fam, but I have to do that. I have to do that. I have to do that, and it is sad. Peace to everybody that's tapping in, man. I'm kind of in vent mode right now. Yeah, I'm kind of in vent mode, man. So I ain't really, I ain't really peeping a lot. BG, Dr. Clyde Winters is one of the ones I'm talking about in regards to his book about us being in Europe before them. That's the book I'm referring to. Clyde Winters wrote that book. I got that book somewhere behind me, man, but you know how it is. I can't find it. But yeah, Clyde Winters got a lot. He got a lot of them joints, man. He got a lot of them books, man. Look that man up. Look that man up, man. That dude got a lot of books, man. He got a lot of books that's talking exactly about what I'm talking about right now. You know, Clyde Winters, man, for sure. But the one I'm talking about us being in Europe, man, blacks in Europe from prehistory to contemporary times. Clyde Winters, that's his book. That's the book that I was referring to. So we be tapped into all the scholars, man. We tapped into all the scholars. Emmanuel, I don't know where you see somebody is complaining, man. We teaching. You know, I just literally broke down what blackness is. So I don't know where you are seeing complaining at. We breaking down what blackness is. That was literally a teaching moment. You know, so if you're not extracting the jewel from it, then I don't know what to tell you. But again, hey, you are what you focus on, man. You know, if you searching for somebody complaining, then that's what you're gonna see. So if that's what you view this, then it is what it is. I'm sorry that you view it that way. But it's plenty of people that's taking some valuable information in regards to this bill, other than hearing somebody complain. You know, I didn't mention 3 books at the beginning of this. I done broke down what blackness is. We done broke down the white Jewish involvement in enslaving Africans and enslaving black folks. These are teaching tools. These are things that's sparking thoughts. You know what I'm saying? These are things that's sparking an interest, or at least it should. So instead of you viewing it as something somebody complaining, go read the books that I mentioned in the beginning, fam, and then talk to me about complaining. Go do the knowledge to the way that I broke down blackness, and go read some science and understand what I just said in regards to life manifesting from that darkness. You know what I'm saying? And life manifesting from that blackness. These are scientific facts. You know what I mean? So we teach it. We teaching from a scientific standpoint, from a history standpoint. So that's what we are doing. And that's what we are always doing. But like I said, most of the time when I'm posting some information, people such as yourself not gonna grab the books that I have posted. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna do that. That's not what's gonna happen. And that's unfortunate. But we got plenty of brothers that's gonna say, all right, man, let me go grab these books because I trust his not expertise, but I just trust his judgment. You know. Hey, Mark, those books, both of those books are right and exact for sure. For sure. Jose, 100%. And you will be classified as an original person. You know what I'm saying? And they done created a lot of these labels to try to divide us. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. You got some folks that will identify with everything but black, and it then caused a lot of confusion. You know what I'm saying? So they slapped a lot of these labels on us, and they got us fighting about what we want to refer to ourselves. And all of us, we coming from that same branch. You know what I'm saying? And we not even realizing that. So you got a lot of people, they want to embrace being everything but black. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's what I'm saying. So it got us at odds with some of our own kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? Because they created all these divisive labels and terms and things like that. So it's wild out here, man. It's wild out here, but this the world that we living in, man. So that's why we gotta do our best to educate. That's why we gotta do our best to just educate and inspire people, man, and just provide sources and resources, and just hope that enough people start doing the knowledge before they start banning these books and things like that. Because you already know that that's gonna happen when enough people start getting hip to certain things. They like, hold up. Yeah, they like, hold up. Wait a minute. Mark, yeah, I think I got that book somewhere behind me too. DJ Elmo, exactly. And hey, like they say, they always want to claim something that's home. Like that's why they be naming things. Like they came here. Y'all done heard Khalid Muhammad start talking about how they came here and labeled things like New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, things like that. Like none of these places were actually new. None of these places were actually new. They were new to you, as Khalid Muhammad would say. We already knew about the land. You know what I'm saying? We already knew about these places. They were new to you, so you labeled it New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like we already had knowledge of these places. Your son, I haven't tapped all the way into that joint. Yeah, I haven't tapped all the way into the Talmud, man. I haven't tapped all the way in, but that's definitely on my list though. Oh, BG, man, yeah, yeah. Man, I got a book. Man, listen, I got a book right now. I wish I had it on me. It's somewhere behind me. But what's his name? Count Voney, The Ruins of Empires. And man, get that book. They got documents of them. They have documents of them taking journeys, voyages, things like that, to Egypt, all of these places, and they were seeing how advanced we were. They were seeing how we referred to ourselves. They was letting you know that the original Egyptians are black. Like they were giving you firsthand accounts of them making visits to these places. And this is them, not us. So this is them making these visits, man. Making these visits, letting you know what they are seeing, letting you know that they are seeing a black people very advanced. You know what I'm saying? Like very advanced, very righteous. Things along those lines, man. But Ruins of Empire is a great book, man. Your son, yeah, man. The little that I know about it, yeah, I'm already knowing. But again, like I said, man, don't even get me started on that. But yeah, I'm already knowing. But when I break it down fully, man, we're gonna have another build about that. B-Law, what you say? How do we maintain consciousness in our community since this comes in waves? And that's the thing. That man, I'm trying to. That's the thing. When stuff is unfortunately, man, when things trend, only like a select few gonna actually like once it trends, like okay, this black consciousness is a wave. Wow, it's trending now. Only a select few gonna actually be so inspired by this trend, by this wave, that they gonna actually like it's gonna actually transform them. For the most part, like I said, people ride the wave, and then when the wave dies down, they back to their BS. And even sometimes it ain't even necessarily when the wave dies down, like they own the BS while the wave is happening. They just acting like they are interested in all of this, But one thing that's important of like that we have to do, and it's messed up that we have to do it, but when things like this start to trend, I feel like those of us that have an ounce of any type of I don't need, like knowledge, and we just been doing the knowledge to it, I feel like we gotta show up and show out. Like all of the scholars, all the people that I look up to and I watch, that they be dropping this information, and they are the reason why I had these books. Like they gotta show up and show out when this stuff is trending, not necessarily to scam the people, but they got to take advantage of this and use it as a teaching moment. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a hot topic right now. So those people that have this knowledge that's able to really elaborate on these things, they need to take advantage of it and hit the algorithms up. So hey, they can get more people to tap into what they are saying. So that's important. Unfortunately, we got to use some marketing tactics. And I feel like that's one way to make these things stick. The people that got the knowledge, man, the people that got knowledge itself, when the wave hits, we got to capitalize on that opportunity and use things as a teaching moment. Alonzo Terenzo, peace. What's happening? Kenyatta, peace. Ali, peace. What's happening? Mark, you already know. Hey, Colin Muhammad, that's my A. For real. Biggest inspiration. Your son, man. That's how I go. That's how I go. But we gotta continue to do our duty as civilized people, as we call it. And we can't let up. I can't let up. You can't let up. Like we can't let up. We can't worry about how we are perceived. So even when this wave dies down, we got to continue to hammer this information on folks. We got to continue to do that. It's important. Like that's a very important thing. That's a very important thing. We got to continue to hammer down on this information, and we got to continue to support those who are doing that, so that the kids, the babies, can see that it's beneficial. See, that's important too, right? One of the reasons why our children aspire to be things that we're not necessarily too fond of is because they see money associated with it. They see money associated with being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta unfortunately show them that it's money associated with being righteous. It's money associated with educating your people. It's money associated with being intelligent and uplifting and empowering your people. We gotta show them that. So it's a marketing thing, man. So we got to show them that it's money in that. Unfortunately, we got to speak their language. A lot of times, those of us with the knowledge itself, we're not speaking the language of the youth, and they look at it as we preaching. We can't do that. We got to speak their language. We got to say, look, it's money in this. I'm able to afford the finer things in life by dropping knowledge on my people. And we gotta figure out a way to demonstrate that without scamming folks. You know what I'm saying? Like without looking like we bragging and boasting. So it's a way to go about that. You can just show these brothers, man, I'm earning a living. I haven't had to sell myself out. I haven't had to act ignorant on social media in order for me to earn this living. All I'm doing is educating my people. And look, the people support me. You know, so we gotta continue to show that. We gotta promote that. You know, because all they see is ignorance get rewarded. That's it. Asia. Start with the Book of Khalid, written by Malik Shabazz. I got that book, man. It's a great book. It breaks a lot down in regards to the life of Khalid. You know what I mean? The Book of Khalid, Malik Shabazz, Malik Zulu Shabazz, the attorney. Salacious peace, what's happening? Terenzo, my brother, peace, peace. Appreciate that donation. Terenzo, exact now, even on that, even on that point, which is crazy. Even because you know how you know how the original people do, you know how black people do. We have even at times taken their language and still coded it, and they get mad at that. So we have even taken their language at times and remixed it and made it our own because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's like Creole. Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll take a language and we remix it and add our code to it. And they can't stand when we do that. They can't stand when we do that. They can't stand when we have any form of language that they don't understand, even if it's their own language. Again, the 5% brothers, you know, we using words that's in their language, but we speaking it in a way that they not really understanding what we saying. They know what mathematics is, but when we say what's today's mathematics, these white folks like, what are you talking about? So we using words in their language and they still don't understand because we not using it in their context. So we can even take their language, code it, put our own spin to it, confuse them, and they still get upset. So they banned us from speaking like that in the prisons. So we still using their language, but we not using it in a way that they would like for us to use it. You know, we like, what's today's mathematics? You say that to a white person, they like, hold up. That is not how we properly use the term mathematics. So they get mad. You know what I'm saying? So we take words and we give them our own, and that's how you do it. And like they ask you how you see today's mathematics, how you see something. So we'll take a word that they have given us and we would define it based off how we see it. They do not like that at all. They can't stand that. They want us to follow the Webster's dictionary of a word. You know what I'm saying? Like they want us to follow the Webster's dictionary of a word. Like when we take a word and we add our own definition to it, they hate it. Wait a minute. This is not how this word is properly used. Although they have a word and it has 10 different definitions. You know, so even their own language is jacked up. But man, they can't stand it in no way, shape, or form. You know, and that's always funny to me. That's always funny when we take their language and remix it, and it's like, now y'all don't understand how we using the words that y'all gave us to use. Now y'all mad. Jose, hey, we must take back the earth. We must take back the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? We must take back the planet Earth. Like seriously. Like let's build on that. We need to take back the planet Earth because they have colonized every aspect. Like there are very select few places that they have not colonized. You know what I'm saying? Like very select few tribes that are still living that are not under their control. You know what I mean? So like they have colonized a large portion of the planet Earth. So we need to take back the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? We need to take back the entire planet. This entire planet is ours, man. What Public Enemy say? The fear of the black planet? This entire planet is ours, fam. So we must take back the planet Earth first and foremost. Like that's the objective. You know that's the objective. That's what we on. Terenzo, yeah. Tell me about medical misinformation. Tell me about it. You know what I'm saying? Like medical misinformation. They didn't shut me down a few times for medical misinformation. But I can go post something. I can go post a food pyramid. I can go post something about a food pyramid and it's telling you to drink cow's milk and eat pork and eat all that type of nonsense, and ain't nobody saying, oh, this is medical misinformation. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? But I start talking about certain things and they like, yep, misinformation, shut this down, let's ban this, let's censor this. It's all good though. It's all good though. We're gonna continue to drop this information. We're gonna continue to drop the inspiration. We're gonna continue to drop sources. We're gonna continue to build on this, man. Again, this ain't, for some of us, this is not a wave. For some of us, this is a way of life. And that's a big difference. Like I said, anybody that has been knowing me for over 10 years knows that all of this stuff that's going on now, and I've been on it, and even my peoples before me, they've been on it. You know what I'm saying? So this is a way of life. This is a culture, man. We're not just on here speaking about this because it's popular, because it's really not popular. You know what I'm saying? So it's a way of life, man. We gotta push it, we gotta drill it. We can all get on here and chase the money. We can all get on here on these platforms and do things that we feel like could generate money, generate the most money. But at the end of the day, y'all see, like my brother Mark said, y'all see my wealth. It's behind me. Y'all see my currency. It's behind me. And I also got the biggest form of currency. It's within me. You know what I mean? So again, like, hey, I'm fulfilling my purpose, man. And that's all that I can do. When you fulfill your purpose and you fulfill your duty, you get rewarded for that. So that's what you got to do, man. Stick to your purpose, man. Commit to your purpose and make sure you fulfilling it. You're going to get rewarded. You're going to get rewarded. You're going to be good. So that's all you got to worry about, man. As long as you fulfilling your purpose, as long as you fulfilling your duty in life, you will get rewarded. A lot of times we get too caught up in chasing things that, man, I need to make some money. I need to do this, that, and the third. So you trying to do things that you feel like gonna generate you the most money. Whole while your happiness and your peace have been sacrificed. And I don't even care about the happiness, but your peace has been sacrificed and your sanity. At the end of the day, man, activate that peace and do what you know is right and exact. And again, you will get rewarded. You won't have to worry about anything, man. For real. For real, you won't have to worry about anything, man. At the end of the day, like I said, the people got you. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need a lot of people to rock with you in order for you to earn a living doing what you love to do, doing what you feel like you need to do. You don't need a lot of people to rock with you. So again, there's a lot of people on these platforms. They just chasing views, chasing money, trying to go viral. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. You gotta be timeless. And the only way to be timeless, man, is to define your purpose and then make sure you commit to fulfilling that purpose and live that out. Seriously. Even when it's unpopular, even when it can cause you to be shut down, banned, silenced, and threats made on your life. Don't live in that fear though, because if you live in that fear, you're gonna manifest exactly what it is that you fear will happen to you. So I don't live in any type of fear. I'm not worried about anything happening to me because I don't fear that. I know I'm gonna be alive long and well to talk about what it is that I'm talking about. So the fear is eradicated, the fear is eliminated. I'm building on the truth. I'm building on this inspiration, this motivation, this knowledge, and I'm sharing it with the people, and I'm gonna be alive a long time to do it. That's the mindset that we must have. That's the mindset that we must have at all times, man. For real. Stop living in that fear. Stop letting that fear consume you. Like, for real. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I only have about 45 minutes, man. I gotta make some moves. I gotta make some smoothies and things like that, man. I gotta hit the shower, make some smoothies, hit this roll, finish off my clients for the rest of this evening. Y'all know how I go. Again, fulfilling that purpose and duty, uplifting my people mentally and physically. That's what it is. That's what it was. That's what it is. That's what it's always gonna be. We ain't gonna never deviate from that purpose, from that journey. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the people that's rocking with the kid. Shout out to all the people that's been rocking with the kid. Shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my original people. I rock with y'all the long way, as they say. But man, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate y'all taking the time to tap in with the kid. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate all the love, man. Appreciate the support. I don't know if this video, since I put white Jews in the video. I don't know if this video gonna stand the test of time, but whatever, we still gonna have it up. We just gonna see how long they allow it to exist. But it's all good though, you know. So if this video is not up for a week from now, y'all know what it is. But man, I appreciate y'all tapping in and adding on with the kid, man. I'm gonna catch y'all on Monday, man. I'm gonna take this weekend to do some knowledge, man. Read and chill out, relax, all that good stuff, man. I'm gonna drop some uploads though, so be on the lookout. You know, so shout out to everybody, man. But I'm out and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday. Peace.